Hi everyone, I just wanted to jump on here and make another video for you because we have an important week coming up. This week we are going to be finishing up our Unit 1 iSearch paper and moving into Unit 2, our problem solution paper. So I kind of wanted to go over the assignments that we'll be doing this week a little bit more in depth so that you have a good idea of what you should be expecting this week. So let's get started. Week 5. For Tuesday, the very first thing you should be doing is going back into peer grade and reviewing your peer reviews from your rough draft. As you're going through these peer reviews, there's a couple things that you can do. One thing, a useful tool that you can use is that if you are kind of questioning the validity of someone's comment, maybe you feel like they're wrong or that maybe you're not sure about what they're saying, you can always flag it. And if you flag it, I will go back and review it and I will give you my decision on it and kind of give you my feedback on that specific question. You can also go through and like any comments, just like you could like a picture on social media, just to let the reviewer know that, like, hey, thank you for this feedback. I really appreciate it. So you can do that, go all the way through, and at the end of your review, your peer review, you are given the option to give a peer reaction. Okay, you are going to need to complete these peer reactions. This is half of your peer reviewer's grade. And what this peer reaction does is it tells me how thoughtful you thought this person's feedback was, how thoughtful or helpful. Okay, so you're going to kind of grade them on a scale of extremely useful to not very useful at all. Hopefully it's closer to extremely useful. Give this rating based off of, again, how thoughtful this was. Right? Did they give you good feedback? Did they tell you how you can improve? Did they point out areas that you think need improvement as well? Okay, so give them a rating and then explain why you gave them the rating that you did. So, for example, maybe you said somewhat useful, could use more elaboration or something like that. Tell us why they needed to elaborate more. What was something that they did that they didn't elaborate on? That lets the reviewer know next time what they could improve on. Okay, and that's why we do these peer reactions, to one, to make sure that you're getting good peer reviews, and to two, to make sure that the reviewer knows what they did well and what they need to work on the next time that they complete a peer review. Okay, once you complete your peer reactions, go ahead and complete your revision plan. For your revision plan, you're going to summarize the feedback that you got from your peers, and then you are going to tell me what you plan on revising in order to get your draft to a finished product by Thursday. Okay, both of those assignments are due by Tuesday at midnight. For Thursday, the first thing that you should be doing, obviously, is turning in your essay. You can find that in the Unit 1 Week 5 folder, that assignment. Before you turn it in, make sure that you are reviewing your paper to make sure that it is meeting the criteria of the assignment. One thing that I like to do is I like to have someone read the paper back to me. For two reasons. One, this helps me catch any mistakes that I have. Usually you can hear your mistakes better than you can find them when you're reading them. And two, usually I like to question that person after I'm done to make sure that I'm meeting the criteria, right? In part one, did you notice or could you find the places where I said what my past experiences were with this topic and why I became interested in it and what I already know? Okay, in Unit 2, do you know what my research questions are and why I'm deciding to write about those questions, or why I'm trying to discover the answer to these questions? In Part 3, did I tell it like a story? Did I go through each of these points for each source? Okay, and based off of their answers, you should get a pretty good idea of whether you're meeting the criteria of the assignment or not. So that's a good thing to do to make sure that you are where you need to be for this finished draft. Okay, once you turn that in, you are done with Unit 1 and you're going to need to hop over to the Unit 2 folder. The very first thing you should do in the Unit 2 folder is review the Unit 2 important information, which includes things like the prompt, the schedule, the rubric, student examples, right? Anything and everything that you need in order to get a good understanding of what the Unit 2 paper is in order so that you can be successful with Unit 2. In just a couple of words, the Unit 2 paper focuses on a problem solution paper. So what you're going to need to do is you are going to need to identify a problem. Hopefully it's a problem that you were able to discover in the Unit 1 paper. Okay. And with that problem, you will need to prove that this problem exists, and you will need to come up with a solution that is proven to work. So both your problem and your solution need to be supported by sources. Okay, when you're choosing your problem, it needs to be a specific problem, like a localized problem, meaning that it's not like a global issue. We're not talking about like global warming, or we're not talking about gun control, right? That's way too broad of a topic. It needs to be specified to either a specific region like Idaho or the Treasure Valley or something like that, maybe somewhere that you intend on living after you're done with school, or it needs to be specified to a specific group. For example, if you wanted to do gun control, you could, but I would want you to specify it to Idaho's gun control laws because each area is different, right, when it comes to those sort of things. So you need to hone in on a specific area. It needs to be localized. And you're also going to choose a specific audience to speak with, right? Different audiences, you're going to have to choose different ways to present the problem and solution, and your solution will probably change based off of your audience. So you need to identify who that audience is so that you can cater this problem and solution to them. Okay, so think about those kind of things when you are writing or thinking about your topic and getting into your writing for this unit. Okay, so after you've done that and gone through the documents, you will need to complete a Unit 1 Unit 2 topic. It's a brainstorming activity. It has two parts. The first part is a reflection on Unit 1. You will go through some questions. You don't have to answer all these questions. They're just there to help you think, but you will need to answer the two questions at the bottom that discuss what you did well in Unit 1, including some of the things that maybe I did well that you would like me to continue doing for Unit 2, as well as things that you think you need to improve on for Unit 2, as well as some things that you would like me to improve on to make sure that we're getting you where you need to be for Unit 2. Like what do I need to improve in this class to help make sure that you're successful? Okay, so think about both of those things, both what can you do and what can I do to help. Okay, that's part 1 of your topic. Part 2, you are going to be doing a guided free write to help you identify what your role is, right? Because you should also be writing from a specific role, who your audience is, and what's the problem that you would like to address, right? And that guided free write should help you hone in on the specifics of that. So make sure that you're completing that, and you will be answering a few questions to help give me a good idea of what you plan to write your Unit 2 paper on. Again, if you did Unit 1 correctly and chose a topic that could roll over to Unit 2, you can use a lot of that information from the Unit 2 in the Unit 1 into your Unit 2 paper. So try to stay with the same topic. That should be your goal. If you're totally over your Unit 1 topic and you want to start new, that's totally fine. You're just going to have a little bit more work to do because you have to pretty much start over with the research process. Whereas if you stick with your Unit 1, you can use that research from Unit 1 in your Unit 2 paper. So think about that as you choose your topics for Unit 2. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm here to help. Have a great week, everyone.